Folly Grana Wheat Mini Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. And I've got a weird feedback in my headset. I'm hearing myself on a delay, and it is weird. If you've never heard that before, I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of weird. Okay, so yeah, I think I solved that. It's not a live stream without a visit from this guy, is it? So yeah, so let's start over again. Welcome, it's Transformers Earth Wars news stream. I'm Engineer Hoist. Welcome to everybody. Hello to well, first off, thank you Oktar for being a channel member, and I saw Gen 1 Red Alert also in here. Thank you for your support. Let's see, T-Bowls 2WD, welcome. AA/Ironhide, Amy Anderson, also Super VH, one of our moderators, Altabot Phil, Wolfman, Don Paul Andrews, Ballistic, Damon Swinky, and Soldier. Good to see you. Been a while. And I think that's it. Anybody come in here? Razorquake, how can I forget Razorquake 46? Welcome to everybody. A couple new faces, a lot of familiar faces. Thank you all to be in here. And thank you for watching the replay. For those of you who weren't able to make it live, I do appreciate everybody coming in and checking us out afterwards. Okay, so we're here. We're going to talk about the event coming up. And also the big news from the newsletter yesterday and today. Some of you already have them because they're in the game already. The new combiners, Ruination and God Neptune. So we'll be taking a look at them. We'll also be looking at the toys that were inspired them. Not exactly what's in the game, but we'll get to that when we get there. And then, of course, there's an event, and you can win a 4-star bot to help you build one of your combiners. And yeah, and then, of course, it's been a couple weeks since we streamed. Gotten a lot of pre-orders came in from the new Legacy stuff. We've got a Jurassic Park set that came in, so we've got a lot of stuff to check out tonight. It's going to be a pretty nice little stream. So let's go ahead and get over to the news. This weekend's event is called Vector Sigma Crash, or I think in the game it says Crash Vector Sigma. So Crash one way or the other, but it's a Vector Sigma, it's a Crash, it's something along those lines, and we'll go with that. You can gather your alliance and win a guaranteed 4-star Ruination or God Neptune bot, but duplicates are possible, so it's not a guaranteed new. So you gotta keep in mind it's guaranteed, meaning it's not going to be a 3 or a 2-star. Only when they say guaranteed new is it no duplicate. So yeah, you can get a duplicate. Hopefully you don't. But you still also can earn up to 50 God, Neptune, and Ruination crystals for chances of 2, 3, and 4-star bots that are limited to just the 5 that make up those combiners. There's also 400,000 spark, 25 total spark crystals, and your usual variety of shards, 2,500 4-star, 7,500 3-star, and 20,000 premiums. Shards. It is one big prize list that's called a totalizer. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends the usual Monday stop time. Super XP throughout the event. And you gotta be headquarters level 4 and be in an alliance. You hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect the prizes. And the event battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here is a list of the prizes. The guaranteed dupes possible 4-star bot is available at 105,000 points scored by the Alliance. Pretty easy to get to. So, worth playing in this event and getting all of your Alliance mates to go play in the event. 105,000 points is not difficult to score if you got a full Alliance. So, best of luck to you. Hopefully you get what you're looking for. But along the way, you'll have 10 other chances at bots to help fill out your combiner. And plus a whole bunch of other stuff all throughout the way. Obviously, the farther you go in the event, the more prizes and everything that you will get. A total of 500,000. And I don't think they said, but they've been lately putting the cap much higher than what anybody could possibly score. Prizes end at 500,000, but you may be able to continue to play to earn XP. That's how they've done the last few events, and people seem to like that. They didn't say in the newsletter, but I guess we'll see once the event starts, right? And if you're not familiar with the Total Spark Crystal, here's what the breakdown is. I'm sure it hasn't changed. They didn't publish it. Until they publish an actual change, I'm going to assume it's going to be this. Equal chance of 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 of each of the combat combiner or regular spark. And like I said, the big news this week are the new combiners, Ruination and God Neptune. Ruination, obviously, for the Autobots, and God Neptune for the Decepticons. If you could kind of tell the way I color-coded their names in case you weren't sure. And yeah, it's interesting. God Neptune definitely looks more solid because those are based on the Combiner Wars or Power of the Primes, however you want to look at it. It actually was Generation Selects, but it's that style. It's a modern style combiners. They did actually put out a version of God Neptune in those colors. I have the Piranacon version, and but so that's what we'll be looking at. So the colors are off, but I've got them in the configuration the game has them in. So, and then Ruination. There is no actual toy of this form of Ruination. The bots that form the Ruination are not combiner bots. That's the Titan's Return, Top Spin, and Twin Twist, and they do not have a combiner mode. And Whirl and Roadbuster are just generations, like Thrilling 30 generations bots. They weren't even doing combiners at that point, really. And Impactor is a combiner bot. He's based on the Transformers Collector Club version of Impactor, but he was a limb, not a torso. So nobody in there really matches up. But what it's based on is in the Fall of Cybertron line many years ago. I don't even remember what it is. And I see T-Bowls here is mentioning it. And, oops, got to adjust the camera. Sorry. There it is. That's your Fall of Cybertron Ruination. It started life as Bruticus because in the Fall of Cybertron game, it was Bruticus, and Hasbro was never one to let a mold go unrepainted or retooled, and so we got the Wreckers combiner, and so this is the colors are crazy off. I mean, but orange Impactor here. You got Roadbuster. You got Twin Twist, who is a tank, but he does come with a double drill add-on weapon, Whirl, and Top Spin. This is the official configuration of the Fall of Cybertron Combiner, and if you notice, it is the same configuration as we're getting in the game. So all of the limbs and everything are exactly, all of the bots are right where they're supposed to be in here. They just look completely different. The head, however, does look the same. See, there is the head on the toy of Ruination. If you'll notice, that is the same design for the head that they used in the game. So if you think it's weird in the game, it's based on the toy. I can't really zoom in on that, but yeah, it is. It's the same there. And here is Piranacon standing in for God Neptune. This is not the standard Piranacon configuration, but this is the God Neptune configuration, and of course, because it's a combiner, it's a Scramble City combiner, each of the limb bots can be an arm or a leg, or in Piranacon's case, they could also be a Target Master gun. And since God Neptune does not have an equivalent of Lob Claw, I went ahead and made him the gun, because we can't leave him out. And I'll be amazed if these guys don't fall over at some point during the stream, because they are not the most stable. They're both leaning forward. So neither one had their V8 use today. But yeah, so there you go. Those are your toys versions of Piranacon standing in for God Neptune, and the Fall of Cybertron Ruination standing in for the not an actual toy Ruination that we're getting in the game. You got it? We can go over it later, but let's continue on with the news for now. We've already pretty much talked about this, at least for the Wreckers. Impactor, Roadbuster, Whirl, Top Spin, and Twin Twist are the bots you need to collect. And for the Seacons, it is Half Shell, Scylla, Sea Phantom, Terramander, and Celagon. So those are the bots for the God Neptune. And the combiner abilities, your 3-star abilities are going to be God Sting and Tidal Wave. God Sting, for this, you charge forward, dealing damage to the final target and also damage over 10 seconds to targets along the way, stunning them for 13 seconds. It also grants a shield that halves damage taken for 10 seconds. And Tidal Wave affected targets hit by the God Sting will have their Tidal Wave effect extended. The Tidal Wave unleashes a large wave that deals damage to targets, reducing their attack and defense by 50% for 13 seconds, and the stunned targets hit by the Tidal Wave will have their EMP effect extended. So if they're already stunned and they get hit by the Tidal Wave, they stay stunned for longer. And so next one is the 4-star ability called the God Splitter. And this one, you send a shockwave that deals damage to all targets in a line. Any targets that are still under the effect of the tidal wave or are stunned and they're hit by this God Splitter, it will release explosions that spread their effects. Once activated, allies will receive 40% ability damage increase for 12 seconds upon the combiner's death. So this is very similar to, who is it, Defensor and Abominus, I think, where it adds, in that case, like a shield when they die. In this case, it actually ability damage increase. So save up your ability points when you use these guys, because when they die, go start spamming your abilities from your bots. So there you go. And the Alien Frog says they clearly had God Neptune in mind when they were naming these abilities. Yeah, no, indeed. It's God this, God that, God the other thing. And so that's pretty much it for the news. The big news is these combiners. And we could take a look at them in the game in a minute, but we do always go through our community corner to show off the wonderful creativity and collections of our friends in Discord. If you're not a part of our Discord, there is a link in the description of all of my videos. Head on over there, say hi, and if you can post something up in the stream submissions, you might be featured on stream. So we got to go ahead and get the title card in here. So there we go. You guys are all excited about it. So here we go. We're starting off with PB Chew here, giving us some G2 skins, and so we've got First Aid, and I can't even remember what all these are. Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I set it up to where is the thing. I set it up to where I can actually zoom in on these. So this is Onslaught. The name was escaping me for a while. So we got First Aid here, Scavenger along with the other Constructicons, and Bone Crusher. We'll be seeing more from PB Chew in a little bit. And yeah, so now we've got Alien Frog showing off the Armada Optimus Prime. So this is his base mode, and we will be seeing more from Armada Optimus Prime later in the stream. Hint, hint. And here's Optimus making a back alley deal with Rodimus Prime, and you got to get some of that black market matrix. And so here they are hanging out with Override and Monkey Prime. So those are some of his favorite images with the core robot, and here's some of the images with the super robot. So there he is. He is fighting Rodimus Unicronus. Looks like he's catching his kick there, going to go do something. Oh, and he's got Armada Megatron by the horn, looks like. That by the antlers. Yeah, there he is. He's lining up the shot. So nicely done. And we've got a giant base mode in a configuration for Armada Prime's trailer. And yeah, so you've got him up on the top there, and Rodimus Prime and some other stuff down there at the bottom. You know, I put this in the base mode to take a picture of it for my inventory or whatever, and yeah, I just probably won't put it in the base mode ever again. I just don't get base modes. You know, it's okay, but I mean, all it is you just kind of just like flay things out and spread it out or whatever. Base modes, unless it's intended to be a base, like one of the Titans, but even then, you know, it's still just Metroplex just sits down and Fortress Maximus basically just lies down. So it's still not it's still not super impressive. Anyway, base modes, they're I just don't have space to lay out bases. I think they would be cool. I can't ever do them. Half of my Titans I've never put into base mode because I've got nowhere to do it. But it's okay. It's fine. And here's some more pictures of the Autobot crew. Oh, you've got the Vulcan, the G2 one from the TFCon. Very cool. I love that figure. That blue is so nice. it doesn't come across in pictures as well as it does in hand. But man, oh, I was in love with that blue. And so here's another look there. So yeah. And here's PB2 again. We've got G2 Hotspot. I don't think they've ever. I know they never released the G2 Protectobots in actual G2. I don't think they've ever done. I don't think they did G2 Combiner Wars even. I know they did a G2 version of Menasor. I have that. They did a G2 version of Superion. I don't have that. And I think they did a G2 version of Bruticus. In fact, they did a G2 version of the the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. I changed the camera, but they did a G2 version of that Bruticus in that. So, but I would love to see. I mean, that Hotspot. I didn't even know he was in that Wild Colors. I love those colors. I want that G2 Hotspot. Yeah, so yeah, I see Super VH agrees with me. Okay, Red Alert says, oh, let me see this again. Visited a friend of a friend's house to help move someone's collection and got some pics of his G1 collection. So let's check this out. So, man, that's some good stuff there. You got Hot Rod, you got Victory Leo, Star Saber back there, Computron, Defensor, Brainstorm, Highbrow, Skylynx. And the one on the far left escapes me. He's like a cement mixer, I think. I'm sure somebody's going to shout out the name in a minute. So here's another Autobot shelf here. So you got Metroplex. This is one of the things that always made me laugh about G1. You got Metroplex and Superion. They're practically the same height. And if you were to stand, you see on the other side, even Blaster is almost as tall as them. If you were to have Ultra Magnus in there, he'd be just about as tall as Metroplex. So scale was not a thing in G1 toys. You got Omega Supreme swoops up there like a parrot on Omega's shoulder. Jetfire, Perceptor, Punch, Sunstreaker, Sideswipe. You got the Lambros in there, Prime and Bumblebee, Wheelie. You got the other 4 Dinobots. Very cool. And here's the Decepticon shelf. I don't know if you can tell all the way to the left. He's got Punch on one side of this on one side of the divider and Counterpunch on the other side. See, we got to update. Mercenary Terrorist thinking that Bot can identify Quick Mix. I think you're right. That name sounded right to me. And we've got Tripticon here, Predaking, Defensor, Devastator rather. Starscream, Megatron, Soundwave. I think there's a Menasor in the back there. You got a bunch of little Headmaster dudes or Target Master dudes down here as well. Looks like there's a Lord Zarek out there just kind of hanging out. So must be an extra one because he's also the head of Scorponok over here. And I like how he's got the cartoon color version of Galvatron there. Because the original G1 Galvatron was a completely different color scheme, but he's got them in the cartoon colors there, so that's pretty cool. Skull Cruncher, Horrible, Weird Wolf, Flywheels, Snapdragon, Ape Face, Deathsaurus hiding in the back there. It looks like he's got Lio Kaiser kind of hiding back there, like behind. I see Bruticus kind of hiding in there too. Abominus. Fangry and Squeeze Play, I think. So yeah, lot of cool stuff. And there we are back around the horn. So yeah, that's some really cool stuff there. I've got of those. I've got like Hot Rod. I have Computron, and I did get some of the reissues. Like I got Devastator. I just haven't taken them out of the box. I got a Soundwave. I got Starscream. But I have Skull Cruncher's tail. I had Skull Cruncher as a kid. All I have left is his tail. And we've got the Autobot Gurwalk army over here, and so that's a thing. And we've taken full advantage of the Evo Fusion of this evolution line, and adding the Scooby-Doo scrap hook over here to Armada Optimus. Nice. And we've got a nice epic shot here for like an action movie trailer with Rodimus and Optimus. Nice. And here we go. We've got Wreck-Gar in Minecraft form, looking good. I see he added his little lasers on his chest that did not make it into the game. Mega Prime coming in here with a drawing, get a nice little Decepticon symbol, and not sure what that is. That a jet or a sword or something that you're working on there? Robert coming in and sharing some pictures of Rampage. Don't recognize this one. That looks a little too articulated to be a G1. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like how he's got the sword there in the mouth. He's saying hi. And is that Power of the Primes? I just noticed as I was clicking away, he's got the tiger. Also holding the sword in his mouth there. That's funny. Mega Prime says that was a jet. He's suck at drawing. Hey, you gotta practice. I'm not good either, so you're doing better than I am. So there we go. Oh, and he's fighting against Sideswipe there. It's funny the having him in the sword, holding the sword in his mouth right there. Is I just watched One Piece on Netflix, the live action version. I haven't done the anime, although I saw it's out. It reminded me of Roronoa Zoro, how he had the two swords and he put the third one in his mouth. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Even if you aren't familiar with the franchise, it was good. It was enjoyable. Anyway, moving on. You're probably celebrating his first 4-star combiner of Tripredicus. Razorquake saying it's very rude to point. He's got, all you needed was like another Bumblebee or Cliffjumper in there, and you'd be doing like that Spider-Man meme thing where they're like pointing at each other. That's what this picture reminds me of. And so Armada Optimus is dealing with Dragstrip and Dead End. They're no match. You got Cliffjumper and Jazz hanging out there, and this cracked me up. This honestly cracked me up, Razorquake. Yeah, you probably don't recognize me because of the arm. He put Cliffjumper's arm on Bumblebee. Yeah, that was funny. That was Force Awakens, wasn't it? Where 3PO had the red arm. He's like, "Oh, you probably don't recognize me because of the arm." It's like, no, we totally don't recognize you at all. So yeah, that was pretty funny. And for years I never knew he had like a silver leg, but apparently that's a thing. He has a silver leg, but I just never knew. Then I go back, I was like, how did I not ever notice this? But anyway, so we got Ironhide, or AA as you see him in the chat here, sharing off his creations, the Zapbots. Oh, that's a good idea, Super VH. Transform B with the red arm, so you'd have a red wheel. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So we're looking at the Flyabots. The fastest flyer is Dip here. And that's a cool little jet mode. That reminds me of something like in the 40s or 50s, like when they were first trying to go supersonic. So, and constantly worried about his appearance, Slim is always working to perfect himself both on and off the battlefield. So there we go. That's a nice looking jet mode too. Always worried about his appearance. Airshot is rough and tough and does not mess around. And yeah, that's a nice little fighter there. I like how his wings kind of stack up on his back there. So so you actually based these off of a real jet. So the first one was a Bell X1, B-58 Hustler, and so yeah, I thought it looked ME-165 Comet Crusader. In powering the most weapons, pollution, like his brother Airshot, doesn't mess around either. If there's action to be taken, does without hesitation and no consideration of hindsight. Oh, I see. You actually put the jets there in the description as well. F-100 Super Saber is this one here. So yeah, I see that now. So yeah, very cool. And dedicated leader Radiator somehow keeps the rest of the aerial team, the Flyabots, in check. Playing most command decisions by the book, does a great job of managing his brother's expectations and giving them inspirational direction. And he is a Boeing 707 jet. I like how you kind of went a little bit of a Silverbolt route, where everybody else is kind of a fighter jet or something like that, and this guy is like Silverbolt is a Concorde. He's a passenger plane as well too. I like how you did that. And the combined form is known as Invincible. And so there you go. So very cool, very creative. A red alert coming in here, showing off some jet fires. That is not the Siege. Is that the Hasbro? Is that the Hasbro Jetfire, or they call it Skyfire? The masterpiece. I didn't get the. I didn't end up getting that. I didn't get the Fans Toys one either. I just, it was a little too pricey for me. I mean, I think it looked great and it would look good on my masterpiece shelf, but it just was a little too pricey for me at the time. So I don't know. TFCon's coming up in about a month, and oh, I totally forgot. Patriot Prime did a real nice intro, but I forgot to load that up to play it. But so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's coming up in about a month, and I don't know. Maybe I'll keep an eye out for that. See if I can find it for retail or something. I'm going to add that to my list. I don't even really have a list of things I'm looking for at TFCon right now, other than the exclusives, whatever the exclusives are going to be. Maybe I'll throw a Masterpiece Jet Skyfire on my list. I don't know. We'll see. And looks like we're rounding out the community corner with Grand Galvatron. We've got the line work in. It's kind of hard to see with the fabric that you chose. Just, it's not a problem. It's just can't quite make out what you're working on here, but it's gonna look good. I know it's gonna look good. Everything that you do is good. It's Neko Mimi A. Okay, yeah. So okay, I didn't know the character, so I was never going to guess. I like the fabric though. It's like the bokeh effect with like you got a whole bunch of lights in the background. It's like the bokeh. It'll look real cool when you're done, for sure. Oh, it's from Energon. Okay, yeah, it's gonna look real cool when you're done. It's just when it's just the line work, it's hard to make out. So, but yeah, I know it's gonna look fantastic. I can't wait to see it when it's done. And so yeah, so that's it for the Community Corner. Thank you, everybody. Again, if you're not a member of our Discord, links in the description. Head on over, come on over and say hi. And wrong button. I always put this up here. You guys are already here on YouTube, but there's the link anyway. Instagram, Twitter, Engineer Hoist. I'm on Facebook too. I don't post much on the social medias, honestly. I just don't. It's infrequent. It's there sometimes. Check it out. And we're going to roll some credits here. Razorquake is saying to check the collection photos. So I'm going to go ahead and go over there and we'll go see what we got over here. Ah! I see what you're saying. So this is going to go along with, I'm going to come up here. So remember this picture from the Community Corner. the Bumblebee with the red arm. Somebody said, "Hey," I think it was Super V8 said, "Hey, why don't you transform him with that red arm?" And if you weren't sure, here is the this is the reference that he's saying. C-3PO. You probably don't recognize him because of the red arm. And so there he is. There he is transformed. It transforms just fine, as you might expect. They're basically the identical figure, just different colors and a different head. So of course it fits. But yeah, so he's got like one red wheel. Pretty cool. And I'm sure you could do the same thing with Bumblebee on his arm on Cliffjumper, and then he'd have one yellow wheel. So yeah, cool. Good deal. Did I roll the credits? Let's do that again. I don't remember if I did. Thank you to everybody who's a channel member as who's rolling across here. I do appreciate the support. I have not updated this in a while, so if you've recently become a channel member and your name's not up here, I apologize. I'll get it up here eventually. And also thank you to our moderators for helping out here on the stream and in Discord. Fortunately, you guys make their job pretty easy. Everybody's pretty well behaved, which is a rarity on the internet these days. So thank you to everybody who joins up in the stream and in the Discord for basically, you know, keeping your wits about you. You know what I mean. All right, I don't know. Well, I'm hitting all the wrong stuff. Let's go to the buttons that I know. There we go. Oh. So, what do we do now? what do we do now? Yeah. I was about to go crystal cracking, but I suppose we can show Ruination. But I mean, he's in the game now, so I guess even the challenge battle. Let's just go and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up here real quick because we're gonna crack some crystals. But I'm also going to go form Ruination for myself. Actually, I've got Computron leveling up to level 20. I'm just going to use one of my combiner upgrade skips. I've got plenty of them. When I went to go do this upgrade, I completely forgot that the new combiners were coming. So that was a lot of combiner spark that I used up there. But I kind of wanted to get him to level 20. As you can see, he's level 20. Omega Supreme is 20. Magnaboss is 20. Skyrain is 20. Defensor is 20. So I've got a lot of them at level 20. I know you can go to 25, but that's a lot. So I got him to 20. Volcanicus is my next one to work on getting there. He's at 17. Optimus Maximus is 15, he can stay there. Superion's 15, Victorion's 15. And Ruination has not been combined. So, as you can see, I'm missing the 4-star Roadbuster. So, if I don't get him in the crystals tonight, I hope that 4-star we get during the event is going to be Roadbuster. But it's probably not going to be. But that's what I'm really hoping for. And, but yeah, so we've got the Impactor Twin Twist Whirl. I do have a 4-star top spin as well, but the 5-star is there. I mean, it takes 20 stars, 5 4-stars, 20 stars to form a 4-star combiner. Why can't a 5-star to 3-star be okay? Because the average is a 4. So this is an average of a 4-star with the 5 and the 3 there. I think it should be allowed to go to 4-star combiner. But that's not how the game works, and I'm just kind of joking there. But that would be pretty cool, though. If you happen to have a 5-star, you'd be fine. Oh, yeah, you only got a 3-star there? Yeah, the 5-star, he covers it. There's Ruination here. He's, you know, picking up Twin Twist, slapping him on there. And so they actually, you know, I just noticed they did actually make his transformation similar to the, yeah. Okay, so this is crazy. I didn't even recognize this when I was first looking at it, and it's kind of hard to tell. But they did actually make the transformation of the Limbots. They did actually make them basically the same as the Fall of Cybertron one. So let's go back over here. So, like, see how, you know, Twin Twist is kind of a weird thing. Most of his body sticks out there, and then the arm is the legs kind of hanging down there. And you go back to the they come back to the game, that's kind of what he's doing there. You know, you don't really see it when he's got his arm out like that, but I caught it when he was doing his combination. And then you've got, notice how the front of top spin is pointing up at the knee, and whirl is kind of the front of him is kind of face down. And then Roadbuster, the front is okay, so he's actually kind of backwards. He's kind of got the front down by the hand and the back up by the shoulder. But over here, this is the front of Roadbuster and the back. So he's kind of backwards, but you do still have top spin with the front of him pointing up at the knee and whirl facing down. So I didn't even catch that before. So they actually did make these record bots. You know, they're the modern ones, but they did actually make them essentially transform the same as the Fall of Cybertron one. So that's actually pretty clever. So I do like that. Let's see if we can catch. Pay attention to Twin Twist as he forms up again here. Come on, do it. Yeah, so pay attention to Twin Twist. Watch, you're gonna see like the front of him is going shooting out, and then his legs are down to form the arm. See if we can catch that. See, transform. See there? It's just like the toy. So that's actually really cool that they did that. Okay, I'm belaboring that point a little bit too much, but yeah, and I can get him through a few upgrades, but we're not going to do that for now. But yeah, pretty cool. Oh, let's go ahead and check out the what kind of quests I got. 5 battles using a combiner. Okay, yeah, I could do that. 15 battles, 3 battles, red alert on the squad. Yep, all easily achievable. But let's go crack some crystals, shall we? So I've got 20 G-Metal bot chips, because if you've been watching the last couple streams, I keep getting that you got too many power cores message. So I actually went through finally and converted a whole bunch of like tacticians and death pulses and wall smasher, what do they call it, wall buster cores that I'm never going to use. It converted those into just G-metal chips to see what we can find. We've also got a Retgar crystal to crack open, and a few other power core chips. We've got the skin core. Let's see what Decepticon skin we got this time. Oh, it's Bludgeon! So that's a nice little, foreshadowing of our toy segment of tonight's episode. Yeah, let's go ahead and crack open some of these gold crystals. I do like those enhanced ordinances. I did actually do the upgrade of a few things. I think it might have been an enhanced ordinance or a volatile mixture, maybe one of each. I did the straight upgrade. Do 10 of these and give me a G-metal of that, because those are worth getting. Let's stay with the gold ones. It's a Retgar resist Weird Al reference or joke. Resist. Oh, you're not going to be able to resist in a little bit. So there's something coming up. If you stick around, you won't be able to resist. So there's more food for a future G-metal chip. Speaking of G-metal chips, I don't even know what this one's supposed to be. Okay, so it's an attack. Okay, great. And here's a building for, and I don't need that. I've got max G-metals on all of my cannons. And this one is separated from the others because it was from the Cyber Pass. Volatile mixture, I like that. William Wilkinson says, just formed Ruination, you got 2 5-stars, Impactor and Roadbuster, the others are 3-star. Oh, see, now in your situation, you would still be 1 star short. If they were to take my proposal, you would still be 1 star short. You got 19 of the 20. All right, so let's crack these. I did 20 of them just to make sure it was an even, you know, times 10 kind of a thing. So from here we got a Vitality, we've got a Transmetal Cheetor, a G1 Dust Up, and a G1 Goldfire. Wall Buster, Enhanced Ordnance is good. Raid Boosters, I don't really need them. G1 Blades, and Grimlock Crown, and a Rejuvenate there. Transmetal Cheetor, G-Metal. Yeah, I don't know if I have a G-Metal one of those. I've got at least a gold on my Cheetor. I guess we'll find. We'll take a look at it a little bit. And there's another volatile mixture, and coming along with this is a G1 Laser Optimus, Shoulder Pads Prime. I'm pretty sure I've got one or more of those already. G1 Gnaw, I think I've got those. Transmetal Rhinox. Ooh, I don't know if I have a G-Metal of that. That'll be perfect for my 5-star. G1 Hot Rod, G1 Skydive, Trithelium, Raid Boosters again, and Vitality. Ooh, a couple of nice. I gotta go check that out. So. They're right here. Rhinox, he's just got a gold, so yes, that was a good pull for this Rhinox. He's going to get that core. And my Cheetor is here. Oh, I actually have Alchemist Prime on that, so I'll have to consider whether I want to change that out. That is Alchemist, right? Yeah. So I'll have to decide whether I want to swap that out for the Transmetal or not. Let's go back to the crystals. Alright, so since these will mostly be duplicates, most likely, we'll do these premiums first. Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of a lag. Alright, so there we are. So we got a couple of 3-stars and some 2-stars. And nothing of note from Power Core World. Next round. We've got still a couple more 3-stars and mostly 2-stars. Nothing special from the Power Core World. It's a trend. We're getting 2 3-stars and all 2-stars. And nothing good from Power Cores. And here's the last batch. We did get a duplicate 4-star Rodimus Prime, so that's a combo breaker. So very cool. So, but no Roadbuster. And we've got a gold Rodimus Prime's Matrix. I think I have a G-Metal. We're going to crack open these 10 duplicate 3-stars. And that should give me enough for another 4-star crystal. So we've got 3 4-star crystals to crack. Let's see if they're duplicates or if we get lucky. So we've got Cybertron Jetfire. Been trying to find him for so long, and now we're already getting duplicates of him. Unbelievable. Next one. It's a duplicate. Pachyderm. Beast Wars Ironhide. And the third and final 4-star crystal for this evening is another duplicate. It is another Pachyderm, actually. That's wild. Okay, so yeah, no Roadbusters, but we are getting a 3-star Reptar. We talk TV. You talk some TV? So, Rekgar, you gonna stick around on Earth for a while? Lend us a hand? Wherever I lay my hat, Hoist. That's good. We could do with some Junkion-inspired improvisational know-how. No telling what we're going to have to deal with in the next few sagas. I've started Grapples, so I'll finish. You really do talk TV, don't you? Guess that's what amounts to junk culture, huh? Don't knock it if you haven't tried it, Bulkhead. One size fits all. You sure Alpha Trion will let you hang around? Those High Council types can be a bit territorial. Non-Cybertronians not so welcome, you know. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Now those Sentius twins are back in the mix. Anything can happen. Better hope your warranty hasn't expired, Rekgar. Oh, look at Bulkhead getting into the spirit of things. I take a licking, but keep on ticking. Right. You're a one-bot DIY fixer-upper. That's a pretty neat talent to have. I'm worth it. What about the other Junkions? Aren't you worried they'll miss their leader? Do I look bothered? Guess not. Well, let's get out there then. Go take some names. Smokin'! Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you guys want to see Ruination in action? Weird Al impression? Oh, I can't do a Weird Al impression. Oh, let's see. Do you want to see this one? This is just a level 1. I can switch over to my test account and show you off a 4-star. I think I got him to level 20. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to just go ahead and go back here for a minute while I switch versions. It rubs on the healing lotion. Yeah, that's how they fixed Ultra Magnus. They just kind of put his parts next to each other and just kind of, you know, just give him a little spit shine, and then it's like, what happened? These guys just kind of like wiped a damp cloth on you, and you're back to life. But we're not going to take this technology and this miracle thing back over to Optimus. We're just going to let him, you know, rust. Oh, goodness. We'll leave him there for Season 3 so Skylynx and Ecliptoson can go and kind of wake him up once everybody goes insane from the hate plague. What am I doing? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Alright, so here we are. I've got Fortress Maximus. Oh, I better put this on. So you don't think that I have like 1,200 skill points or in... My face is conveniently covering the 8 million some odd cyber coins. It's for testing purposes. It's not for real. It has no bearing on the real account whatsoever. So, alright, so... let's go in here so I can show you. Where is he? Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's Ruination. I've got him to 4-star, and he's a level 20. And so there's what you can look like. He's got 4,440 power, 81,000 or 78,000 health, 680 damage, and your God Sting will do 2856 damage to the final target and 2380 on the way. Your Tidal Wave will deal almost 3,000 damage to the targets, and your God Splitter will send a shockwave that deals 5,440 to targets in a line. So that's what you're looking for at level 24 star. So you wanted to see him in action.
Roll out.
So here we go. I've conveniently got the Wreckers queued up. I also happen to have the Seacons over here. Not that you can't form the opposite faction combiner, but I do have the bots, so I figured I'd bring them in there. Half Shell, Solo, Sea Phantom, Terramander, and Celagon. As you can tell by their levels, I have put 0 work into these guys, although I did put some work into the Wreckers. So let's go ahead and select Ruination.
Combiner engaged.
And go in. We're actually going to go into Zone 14. So we're going to go ahead and drop these guys. We'll clear some things out. that's good enough. Let's drop Ruination. That's what you came for, right?
Whirlwind.
Alright, so God Splitter. 4-star ability. Boom. Nice little tidal wave. Cleared out that entire line. And then this is the God Sting where you rush. So you can actually control where they go. So I do like bots that you can do that. That's typically what that first one is. And your tidal wave is coming over here. Nice big area. It actually does a little bit of damage. And you can also run him over there with the God Sting? Is that what it was called? Yes. Rush him in there and see it does that. That does actually cause some stun. And yeah, he pretty easily defeats a Zone 14 base all by himself. I did soften it a little bit with the wreckers,
Well
but
done.
didn't really need it. Let's try it one more time. We'll go back into Zone 14. We won't even drop a bot. See what he can pull off.
Autobots, roll out.
Super V8 says that's a new element effect, water. Maybe we'll get more characters with water effect. Well, it makes sense for the Seacons, right? And didn't oh, what's his name? Sea Clamp. You know, he does a splash. So when he rushes in and he does a splash. So all right, yeah, right. We're dropping Ruination first. So this is a little bit of a different base. Oh, this is not one of the pre-generated bases. This is actually a real person's base. One of the playtesters. Dan the Man, we're coming at you with Ruination.
Now, reap the whirlwind.
Don't show the water icon. You're right. They don't actually show the water icon on the building. I'm following you now. Yes. So God Splitter. Let's do it over this way. Like most 4-star abilities, you pretty much get one usage out of it. So run this over here. We'll throw a tidal wave up here. That's a pretty strong ability. Didn't quite take it all out. But we'll go ahead and God Sting our way across there. Should have another tidal wave available to take out this area over there. He's gonna smash it, and there you go. So yes, Zone 14, all by his lonesome, didn't even drop a bot.
It is over.
What does the water do? It's whatever the description was. It reduces the attack and defense. I don't think it's doing anything special other than to show that it's actually reducing the attack and defense. Because I think the glass gas does causes it to take more damage, so it reduces the defense. Then there's some other abilities that reduce the attack, but not the defense. This one does both, so maybe that's what it is. So maybe that's the new thing. Water reduces the attack and defense. It's like a combination glass, gas, and what is it? The cloud, like tracks and Topspin. I think they put the little cloud up, reduces the attack or whatever. So it's kind of like a it's a cloudy glass gas. Oh, just for fun, let's see how he fares against Zone 15. Take it easy, Super VH. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think he'll manage Zone 15 by himself. That's pretty tough. I did hit Zone 15, didn't I? Because this looks like it could be a 14. I don't know. They got a little spider mine over here.
Now, reap the whirlwind.
Okay, I should be clear. I do have a pretty high-level Fortress Maximus helping out. So when I say he did it by himself, he's actually being helped out with the high-level Fort Max. So we'll run this over here. We'll throw a tidal wave up this way, and then we'll throw the God Splitter over there. We'll run over this way. Oh, we got an MDS right there, so we'll throw another tidal wave in here. I'll go ahead and Fort Max, smash that MDS. Nothing says you can't throw a tidal wave right at your feet, right? Boom! If that's actually a Zone 15 base, that's probably on the low end of the scale of the Zone 15. But hey, get your Ruination, get your God Neptune, get them leveled up because they're pretty darn good. So there you go. Are we still going? I don't know what happened. I think I must have accidentally hit a button that backed me out of the... it hit back on my web page where I'm streaming from, so I had to get back in here quickly. It looks like we're still going. If we're still going, tell me in the chat, so I know I'm not just talking to nobody. Okay, you're still here. Thank you. All right. Oh, yeah, so I think it's time to transition seamlessly. With a little help from our friend. Oh my gosh, everything's just... Yeah, he's definitely in here tonight. He's definitely in here. So we'll transition seamlessly with our friend Kremzik over to the toy segment. Yeah, some people noticed the bins. Everybody who's asking for, hey, you want to see my collection? You want to see my collection? This is my collection. This is, I've got a lot of these. But this is basically what my collection looks like right now. That's why I'm not answering the call for a collection video. Because it's a lot of it's packed away right now. These particular ones are here because they had, these are the bins where I found the Seacons and I found Ruination bots. So, and then the other ones are here for comparison bots to some of the figures that I'm going to show off today. So we're going to just bring Ruination back over here. You can just lay there, because I know he won't stand up. We're going to go ahead and take Piranacon. We're going to go ahead and set him right there. He's not going to stand up either. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. First up, trying to think. Okay, we saw Nova Prime. Nova Prime was here in the last one. At that same time, I also got Shadow Striker. I didn't manage to get her out of the box. I did now. So there she is. Shadow Striker from Cyberverse. And I'm not really familiar with the Unicron Trilogy toys because I never really had any of them. But I have seen people getting excited saying, oh, this is like a pre-tool of Sideburn, because they're big fans of it. And so, of course, I've seen the pictures that they shared showing this compared to that. And yeah, totally. That's exactly what this is. It's a pre-tool of Sideburn. So it's definitely going to be coming. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never seen the sides of a vehicle go into the back like a cape like this. So that's pretty cool. And from what I've seen, basically having a huge chunk of the car mode on the arm or something is pretty standard for Unicron Trilogy figures or whatever. But yeah, the transformation for her is pretty wild. I might have to Might have to go and show that at some point. But we've got a lot to go through. We're already running a little long. Maybe at the end, or maybe I'll do another video. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Mercenary Terror saying missed the part where we reviewed the Seacons. Yeah, we showed them off in earlier when we were first talking about the combiners in the game, because it was basically my stand-in for God Neptune. Let's see. I don't remember which orders they came in, but so I'm just going to go talk about it. We got Detritus here. This is, pretty obviously pre-paint of Hound. We're going to be definitely getting a Hound in Legacy at some point using this mold, and they've done a pretty good job hiding it. But it shares a lot of the engineering. In fact, it's basically a retool, just like new chest and all that. But it's basically Siege Hound. It makes sense. Siege Hound was a good Hound figure. It's just Cybertronian, and this is like Earth mode, but basically, it's basically the same transformation as the Siege Hound, and that's a good thing. It's a good toy. If you weren't able to get Tarn, you could still enjoy the mold by getting Bludgeon. So very cool figure. And I like having the cannons kind of on the back there. I think that's how they showed it off on the stream, and I like that too. Obviously, it's the same cannons that Tarn has, so he could totally have them on his arm or whatever. But I like them on his back. It just kind of plugs in on the back there. So my plus it also makes him a little bit more distinct from Tarn, other than just a different head sculpt. But that is a good head sculpt. Check that out. That is cool. This is like my IDW Bludgeon. That's really what he is. He didn't look exactly, like Tarn. He didn't have the exact same mold or whatever. But that's fine. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't remember if he was called IDW. I think it was actually IDW Universe Bludgeon. But they actually, in the Robots in Disguise 2015 line, they actually had a figure very similar tank mode. It was Blast Wave. I believe it also became Megatronus, and I'm pretty sure they did a Bludgeon version. So this could almost be a RID 2015 Bludgeon, except for he wasn't in the show. He was just a toy. Excuse me. There's definitely some figures that are, in a show toy line, but were just toys, not in the show. One of the things that comes to mind right off the top of my head is like Transformers Prime. They had a Dead End figure, which was basically a redeco new head version of Wheeljack. That was never in the show. Thundertron was a completely new mold, really cool figure, never in the show, only just in the toy line. But that's cool. Let's see. You already saw him thanks to Alien Frog, but yeah. Armada Optimus here, or at least his lower half. So there you go. You've got Armada Optimus. Really cool figure. I never had the original one, and I've only seen the first few episodes of Armada, but it's a fun toy. Really hard to transform these blue parts of his leg. They're real tight. I was afraid I was going to break it, but they're just stuck in there real well. But yeah, the way his the main body transforms to go into this, it's crazy. It's so wild. I've never seen it before, and for no other reason, it's a hugely unique transformation, and I love one of the things I love about Transformers is the transformations, the fact that you can move them from one thing to another. And sure, like Detritus, it's the same Siege Hound we've seen a bunch of times. The all the Sideswipe molds, yeah, it's another Sideswipe or whatever. But when you get something really new, like Shadow Striker, like I said, is another good example. Bludgeon, yeah, we've got Tarn. This is just a redeco, but still, the Tarn was cool. But never seen anything like this. These arms are his legs. And you guys probably know, so at least some of you know that. But these arms are like the inner robot's legs, like Ultra Magnus, or even Nova Prime. You make them the bigger bot by you just have the smaller bot. You just slap some armor on them, or you fold them up into you fold them up into a cube and you stuff them in like they did in the Power of the Primes with the whatchamacallit, Optimus Prime. You just fold the Orion Pax into a ball and shove them in the chest. I suppose Rodimus Prime and Rodimus Unicronus did kind of a similar thing where they had the legs kind of be in the arms, but it wasn't like the whole arms. You had to attach the extra pieces or whatever to be the arms. These are like the full legs, the whole like his arms fold in, and then that's his feet. And it's cool. It's just wild. It's so cool. These next two I have comparisons for. And I think we'll probably zoom in a little bit more. Well, I think we'll get Armada Optimus out of the way for the moment, just so I have more room to work. So, this is the Legacy Strong Arm, and she's great. She's fantastic. I would have preferred to see a beefier version of Strong Arm, kind of like the Warrior class that we got in the actual RID 2015 line. I mean, this is a far superior figure as far as detail and engineering. The head sculpt is amazing, and I would have preferred. That's one of the things I liked about Strong Arm is that she didn't follow the same prototypical female Cybertronian mold, and I liked that she was different. I liked that she was beefier and just stood out, made her stand out a lot more from the female Transformers. Cybertronians, and that's why it's a little disappointing that she's just a retool of like Alita and Minerva. The truck mode looks great. It looks exactly like it's supposed to. It's just a little flat. It should be a little bit taller to be. It's like a car if you made it look like a pickup instead of being an actual pickup like it should be. But but it's still a fantastic toy. Excellent representation of Strong Arm. I just wish it was a little bit bulkier, But still happy to get it. And that was kind of my impression when we saw it released or revealed or whatever. And like I said, of course I'm going to get it, and I'm going to be happy to have it. And standing it next to the RID one, this does look a lot nicer. I just wish it was more unique to her instead of just following the same female mold. They do that too much. I mean, look at like the Power of the Primes. They use that same one female mold for like 8 different characters. But anyway. Next up, I had to roll him in his garbage truck mode here for a reason. It's Trash Master, and Super VH left a little bit too soon because he was worried about Weird Al references, and he was definitely about to be triggered now because we've got a Junkion who is a garbage truck. Where have we seen a Junkion who is a garbage truck before? This guy here, who's only good for one thing. This indeed is the animated Retgar, who is a garbage truck. I'm positive that this is the reason he's a garbage truck. This is not Retgar. I mean, you can see it doesn't look a whole lot alike, other than the fact they're garbage trucks. But I did not even think about this until like right before the stream. I went to go grab this guy, and I remembered he has these little weapons that store in his truck, and then I got to thinking, like, oh my gosh, look at the design of his little weapon thing here, and the design of this is the claw thing that becomes like the Junkosaurus mouth or whatever. On the back, it's got this almost like a wing thing, very much like these deals that the animated Retgar has. They're translucent, so it's kind of hard to see, but that's too much of a coincidence not to be inspired by this. So I'm positive that this accessory, if nothing else, it's very difficult to get out. The jaw always comes off because it's tabbed into two different. It's tabbed into both of the fists. But see, it's got like two clips there. But this, I mean, this is there's no way that's a coincidence. There's no way. So yeah, but very cool. Anyway, that's just something I noticed. Other people may have noticed it too, but that's the first I noticed of it. So one thing though is these are like the little arms. They're very similar to the arms here, and he's got this little gimmick. You can pull back the thing, so you know it's lifting like a dumpster to put into his dump truck. So it's very similar. So the arms on Trashmaster are supposed to be similar, but they just kind of come here and they just like stop. It's like they're missing a piece. They do just tab in with 5mm. These are separate accessories in a bag when it is in there, but it goes down. So it's like there should be something else here. I mean, it's even got the peg for it. It's like it's like there should be another part, and I did not see anything in the box. And I don't think there's anything else. Even the instructions don't imply anything. So it just occurred to me before the stream. It's like that might be something to sink my teeth into if nobody else does it. To maybe come up with some kind of a 3D print to add these little arms, and maybe if I'm clever enough, maybe find a way to turn it into some sort of a weapon or whatever. I'm sure that's going to happen just about as soon as I get done with my Sentius Magnus design, which, but actually it'd be more likely to get do something like this. But yeah, so anyways, let's go ahead and transform this guy so you can kind of see. You can take these off, but you don't have to. So you just kind of pull this down, and the instructions tell you to kind of leave this on, and I'm going to go ahead and do that for now, just so you can see. And then this part just untabs and rotates up. Flip out these side pieces. They're kind of like a hip skirt. And this one you want to fold down a little bit because it's going to rotate there. And these are his legs there. You just got to flip down the feet. And the legs do remove as part of the Junkion Evo Fusion kind of a gimmick. And then these arms, they just stay attached to the hip skirt, but you can just put them wherever. I don't remember how they say to position it in the instructions, but I just like it's down or even maybe towards the back or something so they don't get in the way. But then your arms here, they just untab, swing around to the front, and rotate it, and rotate the fist. Same thing, rotate it, rotate the fist. Flip that to the back, and there's his head. And so there is your Trashmaster with a gigantic, backside. I don't like that at all. So what I like to do, and I'm pretty sure this is how they had it in the stream. I like to go ahead and take these pieces off, and then you can kind of flip that up if you want to. It does kind of get in the way of waist rotation if you want, but you flip that down and then you can rotate the waist. But I like to flip that up. And he's got these nice little holes on the back there. You split these apart, peg him in. So he's just kind of like a little extra, shoulder armor. So I like that. So it doesn't even really mess with his profile too much. There's nothing hanging down but behind him to get in the way. It really does not get in the way of his arms at all. And this, they show that you can peg this into his hand, but then you can't really bend his elbow. and you can grab it, claw, whatever, sure. But I like that you can have some weapon storage here too. If you kind of rotate this up a little bit, you got 2 pegs, you got 2 holes, and you can peg that in, and there's that jaw. That jaw comes off all the time. It's just kind of stuck in there. So there you go. There is your Trash Master in the configuration that I tend to like him in. So he's got the front part of his up here on his shoulders. He's got the little claw thing on the back. You call it weapon storage if you want. He can always grab it and use it to claw things or whatever. I have not done the Junkosaurus thing, and I'm probably not going to, just because, you know, I've seen other people do it, and it doesn't look that great, to be honest with you. It seems like a lot of work for probably not a whole lot of payoff. But yeah, pretty cool. I like Trash Master a lot. Might as well go ahead and transform this guy. See if I can remember how to transform him. There we go. But he basically folds up into the you talk about your shell formers. Check this guy out. I don't know if I have that entirely right, but I do seem to remember that his huge backpack did make him quite back heavy. I thought he stood a little bit better though, but I'll go ahead and just let him rest up against the wall here. So there's your 2 Junkion garbage trucks in their robot modes. And so yes, Super VH, you totally would have does he have flip out heels? Oh yeah, totally missed that. Thank you. Yeah, that helps. He's standing now. Like I said, it's been a while. Yeah, Super VH totally would have gone nuts with the Rick or the Weird Al references. Oh, and I just noticed that the Detritus is over here. He's a Junkion too, but he's Decepticon. He's got the Decepticon branding, as you can see there. So he's just kind of in the back there, you know, giving them the evil eye because he's jealous that they're getting the spotlight right now. So yeah, cool. But yeah, I dig Trash Master a lot. I knew I would as soon as I saw him. I knew I was going to like him a lot, but I definitely like my alternate mode for him with this up there. And again, I'm pretty sure I saw it on the stream, so it's not exactly like my own personal, you know, idea. Bring Strong Arm in here too. And Shadow Striker. Oh, and the last one that was from there, we'll bring in Armada Optimus. So there you go. There's everybody. With a bonus of animated Wreck-Ar. Can you see him? Almost. Yep. So there we go. Got Shadow Striker. You can see them all. Shadow Striker, Detritus, Trash Master. You can see Bludgeon's foot and Strong Arm's leg there, and the waist of Armada Optimus Prime. So there you go. try this a little bit better. There we go. Try this out here. So there we go. Rekgar I've had. Everybody else is new. And I totally forgot to bring out these guys. Dilophocan and JP12. That's the second Jurassic Park set. I totally forgot to mention those guys till just now. So this guy transforms into a Dilophosaurus, as you might expect. Pretty cool. Very standard Beast Wars transformation. Dig it a lot. Very good. And this guy is JP12. He turns into the Jurassic Park Jeep. It's like a perfect representation of the Jeep Wrangler. I don't recognize these are new molds. I don't recognize these as being figures before. You could totally take his hat off. It's supposed to look like Dennis Nedry there, who was not. He was basically eaten by the Dilophosaurus. So, and it's even got the shaving cream. And yes, you could take it out, and there are the samples, the DNA samples. So that's kind of hilarious. And he's got a gun as well. And he's got a very Studio Series engineering type of feel to him. If you've collected like Studio Series and Legacy or whatever, if somebody were to hand you two figures and you didn't know what they were, you would be able to tell, okay, this was probably a Legacy style, like this is probably from the Legacy or the Generations line, or that you take another one, you say, okay, this is from the Studio Series line. There's a tell. You can tell that which line it's from. This feels like a Studio Series figure. This feels like Studio Series. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. If you collect from both lines, I'm sure you know what I mean. But yeah, that totally feel like a Studio Series. Not that that's a bad thing. Just saying. But yeah, Dilophocan's pretty cool. Mercenary Terror is saying, when you look at photos, Dilophocan looks smaller than in hand shots. He's a decent size. Is he deluxe? Yeah, I would say both of these guys are deluxes. I mean, here they are next to right next to Detritus, who is a deluxe. They're right in line. I mean, the head's a little bit shorter, but I could totally see them, if this was an individual figure, I could totally see them packing him as a deluxe. And again, he's a little bit shorter, but I could totally see them packing him as a deluxe. In alt mode, Detritus is a much larger Jeep than this guy, but again, that's more of a Legacy versus Studio Series kind of feel. He would fit right in with Studio Series. He is right in with that scale. So, yes, Detritus, he's happy now. Can you see on his face? He's got a smile. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's been my week, or 2 weeks really, I guess, collecting. And Rekgar's still in there, hanging out. You can totally see the smile. And just because I love him so much, there's Grimlock. Sorry, I forgot to tell you to put your sunglasses on. But yeah, we've been spoiled. They've been coming out with a lot of good stuff lately. A lot of good stuff. So, all right, let's come back over here. I haven't seen anything else. I've seen Studio Series Ultra Magnus is shipping. I haven't got the notice for it yet, but I know he's shipping from some places. Some people are getting them and already reviewing him. So I expect him to show up pretty soon. I'm still waiting for something else to show up in stock at Chosen Prime. Kendall Whitehead, thanks for subscribing. I didn't find any Legacy G2 figures at my store. I had to go to a few stores over and managed to find. I got Grimlock. They restocked him on Pulse. I managed to snag him when they restocked him on Pulse. Otherwise, I found him nowhere. I had pre-ordered Jazz, Cloud Cover, and Toxitron from Walmart, and I ended up the only ones I got Mirage and I want to say Sprite Cycle, but Laser Cycle from a Walmart a couple of next town over. They did have, but I did not ever see the Sideswipe. Did not see Dead End. I'd like to get Sideswipe. Don't care about Dead End. But I didn't see either of them, and Grimlock wasn't there either. But yeah, there's nothing at my store either. So if I didn't happen to have a reason to be over in that area, because I'm done hunting. I don't really hunt anymore. I mean, there were times where I'd spend all day on a Saturday just going around to all the different Walmarts and Targets in my area. But the distribution is just so terrible anymore. Plus, you can pre-order almost everything. I just don't really hunt. If I'm in that area, I'll stop in, see, maybe I can find it, get lucky. But I'm not going after the G2 Stunticons. I didn't get the Shadow Strip. I'm not going for Dead End. I was thinking about it, and you know how the Legacy, they did the gift set of the Stunticons? If they do a G2 Stunticons gift set, I mean, they still got to come out with Wild Rider and Breakdown and Motormaster in G2 colors too, so that'll be a while. But if they come out with a gift set of them in the G2 colors, I might go in on that, but I'm not collecting them individually. So I did see another question up here. Out of Trigger Happy, Slug Slinger, and Misfire, who is your favorite? If you're talking about the Titans Return figures, Trigger Happy is probably my favorite because it was the first one of the mold, and the transformation on that is so unique and so clever. I love it immensely. It's one of my favorite figures out of that line just because it's such a unique transformation. Misfire is very similar, and Misfire will have a place in my collection if for no other reason but for on the what do they call them? The Scavengers from IDW, along with Croc and Crankcase and Slug Slinger. I did manage to get Slug Slinger. He was late in the wave. Pretty cool, but still, Trigger Happy came first. Let's see. Very sorry to say you'll have to deal with me at the customizing class. Oh, cool. You managed to going to make it. Awesome. That's going to be fun. I've had a good time at the other customizing classes. But this is what's been missing, is somebody that I know there to kind of hang out with. I mean, it's been fun sitting with random people or whatever, but you don't really know each other, and I'm definitely in person. I'm not one to strike up a conversation, and there's a lot of other people that collectors tend to be a little bit, I think, the same way. So you got a bunch of people sitting around a table. Nobody's the type of person to strike up a collection, so we're all sitting there having a good time collecting, doing a custom or whatever, but nobody's really talking. So it'll be cool having you there so we can hang out and chat. So I had to give up the Monday after the vacation week to get it. Well, hey, I'm glad you're gonna be there. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a good time. Still don't know what we're going to be doing though. Still don't know what the figure's going to be. We'll probably find out like a week before. Yeah, I'm in for whatever it is. I mean, the first one I did, it was like that Ratchet masterpiece. It was like a third-party masterpiece, Stylus. You know, so it was a toy. It was a figure already done. So we had to go through the disassembly of it, paint it, and then reassemble it or whatever. And let me tell you, the 8 hours or so you have on that day for the customizing class is not enough time to do a good job disassembling, painting, and letting it dry, and then reassembling. It's not enough time to do a good job with that, but it's still fun. And then the second time I did it was a model kit, which that was cool too. But there again, I pretty much I did end that one early because the other guys were showing up and I went to go hang out. But even so, I don't think I would have gotten to the point of actually assembling it there in class. Some people did. Some people slapped a few things together. Probably were either more experienced than I, or weren't as concerned about the looks than I, and did manage to get it painted and go all the way. But yeah, so I've done it. I've done both ways. So it'd be cool to see what they come up with. I don't know. No idea. I forget what was the one last time in they took they took like, what was it, Legacy RC? I think that they customed put it into Psykill, I think it was. That would have been a cool one to do. And if that's what we end up doing, they usually do a different one for each of the different cons. So I'm not expecting that to be. But if that's what it is, I'd be totally down for that. That would have been cool to do. Ever played Fall of Cybertron? Oh yeah, I played Fall of Cybertron a lot. I think I beat it. I may have stopped short of beating the final boss. I can't remember, or maybe that might have been War for Cybertron, the first one. But Fall of Cybertron, was a lot of fun, with the Dinobots and all that. Rise of Cybertron, no. But yeah, War for Cybertron came first, and there was a toy line for that. Then you had the Fall of Cybertron, which there was a toy line for that. And if you're familiar with the third-party company Planet X, a lot of their stuff is based on their Fall of Cybertron figures. I have like all of their Dinobots. First off, I had the Fall of Cybertron. They did do a Grimlock. It was okay. The Dino mode, it looked the part. Wasn't great though. Robot mode was pretty good, but they didn't do any of the other Dinobots. Planet X said, "Hey, we got you." So they did a Swoop. They did a Sludge. They did a Snarl. They did a Slag. And they all look great. I got them all. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But the more I got of them, I was like, yeah, they just look so much better than that Grimlock. But then Planet X did a Grimlock too. I'm like, okay, I got to go in for that one too. And that's fantastic. I love that Grimlock. I actually got two of them because they did the G2 color one. They did like a nice dark blue. They did as an exclusive at the 2019 TFCon 4 years ago. So yeah, it's it was good stuff. They even did a paddles. I got the paddles. Let's see what else. I got their Perceptor. Not a great figure. I got it on sale. It was like $25 on clearance or something. Normally like 70 or something like that. Even paddles I got for like $30 because it was on clearance. Let's see. I got they did an Ironhide and Ratchet. I got them. Not their best outings. Not the best. They they look good in alt mode, and robot mode they're okay, but their articulation's pretty terrible. The shoulders are just ugh. So not real happy with the Ironhider ratchet that they did, but Hasbro didn't ever do a Follow Cybertron Ironhider ratchet, so that was pretty much it. You got G2 Vulcan on eBay, very cheap. Well, good for you, man. Yeah, I saw that in the community corner there. So yeah, that was cool to see. Now they don't do all Follow Cybertron, because I do have a Star Saber and a Deathsaurus from Planet X. They were based on like the IDW versions of them. Those are both also really good too. Robert, you're on season 5, episode 46 of One Piece. Trying to get into live action, but you've had no time. Yeah, all I've seen is the live action so far. So I don't know if you're the one who did the rampage with the sword in the mouth. I don't know if that was inspired by that or not, but that's what made me think of it. I just saw it like earlier this week. I watched the first season of the live action. I'd never heard of it before. I mean, I've heard the term, but I never knew what it was. I mean, if I had known that it was like pirates and stuff like that, I'd have probably been more into it. But I really enjoyed the live action one. I haven't seen the anime. I know the anime is on Netflix, so I'll probably go watch that at some point. I'm not sure if it was a manga or something like that, but so I don't know how it stands up, but people who have seen it have said it does a pretty good job. So, but yeah, I'm going to get into the anime there, and I did see there's like a ton of episodes, so get an idea of what's to come. Yeah, Studio Series Thrust. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I didn't end up getting Thrust. I was happy with he was a redeco of the Starscream, I think. I was pretty happy with Starscream. That was enough. I had to draw the line at some things, and Thrust just did need that repaint. You're saying your Grimlock only came with one of the kneecaps and his shield, missing the sword and the kneecap. Well, that's why you got him cheap, because he's missing pieces. But yeah. Iron Factory Lao Kaiser will scale with HasLab Deathsaurus. I know they haven't put out their Lyle Kaiser yet. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any pre-orders or anything. But I haven't seen. They revealed it a couple years ago at TFCon. But I haven't seen anything else from it for it, because I would go right in for it. But it would be. But yeah, it's more. I would expect that to be more Legend scale, because that's all Iron Factory's really done. But I mean, I've got the Iron Factory Bruticus and their DJD combiner, so it would work. It would work. It's fine. I've got a pretty good collection of Legend scale combiners. I know Magic Square's coming out with the Bruticus. I'm fine with Iron Factory. I know it's a little bit smaller than what the other ones are going for, but I have it and I like it, and I'm sticking with it. I've got the New Age Devastator. I got Zeta Superion, which is not perfect, but it does the job. It's good. Like I said, I've got the DJD combiner. Basically, is a big Tarn. Some people jokingly call him Tarn Nation. Like, what, Tarn Nation? And of course, I just got the Magic Square Venusaur. So, And so I would definitely be down for that Iron Factory Lyle Kaiser. And I don't think there's been a Legends Protectobots Defense Lore yet, or a Legends class Computron. So I mean, I would definitely I'd have my eye out for that. Even Raiden, you know, the train bots. I'd go in on a Legends scale for that. I was kind of getting drawn into the hype. I don't know if it was peer pressure or hype or whatever, for those Moon Studio, I think it was, the train bots that they came out a couple years ago, but finances kind of said that's too much. I can't go in on that. And I heard good things about the first couple trains, but then the last few didn't really hold up and kind of became a mess. So, and you know, less than a year later, I saw the people that, you know, were always trying to get rid of it. I'm like, yeah, okay, that was a good call, not going in on that one. And the Takara Masterpiece, they're just a little too small for me, you know, to be masterpiece scale, and for the price that they're charging for it. I wouldn't mind seeing Raiden done in like Generations style, or even like a third-party Legends style. I'd go for that. Robert's saying Moon Studio is better than Takara, cheaper, and they look nicer, and they're more in scale with Masterpiece. The combined form is more of the more in scale with a lot of the other third-party combiners. From what I understand, Takara made the bot mode to be in scale with some of the existing, like Star Saber, I think it was. The Masterpiece Star Saber, I think they made the bot modes to be in scale with the Masterpiece Star Saber or something like that. And that's why they're the size they are. And then the combiner just, you know, that's what it's going to be. So, but it's just, you know, yeah. So if I were to do the two, I'd probably, like what you're saying, I would have been on the Moon Studio train, pun intended. But ultimately didn't go in for either of them, and that's fine. I had no nostalgia for Raiden, other than I have no nostalgia at all. It just looks cool, and I can't justify that kind of money, particularly at that time, for something that just looks cool. Unicron, I justified that because there's a whole heck of a lot of nostalgia for like that guy there, so you gotta go in on that. So Streets claim Moon Studio is a branch of Zeta. Yeah, I've heard that too. It's kind of like the studio, not the HasLab. They had the third party Unicron. It was like Studio Cell or whatever. Pretty sure that was Zeta renaming themselves, because Zeta was hawking that or showing off that Unicron, and I'm pretty sure they got a cease and desist because it was keeping people from backing this guy. And then sure enough, as soon as he got backed, that Unicron started making the rounds again from this new company called Studio Cell. It's like, we know who you are, Zeta. Let's see. Do I like Star Wars? Heck yeah. Loving the Ahsoka series right now, by the way. Big branch companies hype for the Double Clouder, a branch company in Magic Square. Oh, the Double Dealer? Yeah, I forget what they said it was making that. It did look pretty good. When did I start my YouTube career? 2014, I think, is when. Oh my gosh, that's like 9 years. How has it been that long? I didn't put up a lot of videos at first. It was mostly toy stuff. I didn't really start getting really deep into it until Earth Wars came out. I made a few videos on it, and they did really well. So I kept doing them. And here we are, 6 some odd years later, and still talk about Earth Wars, but we're bringing the toys back into it too. The toys have always kind of been a part of it. So. You know, I'm not sure if I've seen the that Sandstorm. I did get I have the Astro Train, which is amazing, the Blitzwing, which is amazing, and the Octane, which is pretty good. I won't say amazing from that Mech Fans toys. I don't know. They're known for doing knockoffs or, you know, upscaling, downscaling stuff. I haven't seen what those are knockoffs of. I don't think they're actually knockoffs. I think they may be legit, you know, figures they did. That I just don't know. I have a Wreck-Ar from them, which turns out was a downscale of the KFC Crash Hog, I think it was. So, but the Sandstorm's not coming to me. But I'd probably go for it because Sandstorm is probably... I got 2 triple changers when I was a kid. Astro Train and Sandstorm. And I still have both of them. Sandstorm's in decent condition. Astro Train is rough. Astro Train's in rough condition. He is so loose. It's amazing that he's still even holding together. But yeah, I like the Sandstorm, so I would definitely look for something like that. I haven't seen them do a broadside. I can't remember if they did a Springer and I just missed it, or if they haven't done a Springer yet. I don't know, but. I love their Astro Train. That one and the Fans toys are two of my favorite Astro Trains. They're just practically perfect in all the modes. So. What's your favorite Titan figure? That's a good question. That's a good question. I gotta think. There's Metroplex. There's Metroplex. There's Fort Max. There's Scorponok. There's the Ark. There's the Nemesis. And Omega Supreme. Wow, 7 already? And if you want, there's also Devastator and Predaking, who were released basically as Titan class, so that's 9. But they're not actually, they're combiners, but you know, they're like Titan class combiners. But they were technically Titan class. I'm sure that's not what you meant. You're probably more thinking like base bots or the spaceship bots. I don't know, man. The Ark's pretty cool. I like the Ark and the fact that he came with like mainframe. There's a special place in my heart for the original Metroplex because I had Metroplex, the G1 Metroplex as a kid. The one from my childhood didn't make it to adulthood, but I did end up buying a second one. I did get a complete G1 Metroplex. He's got a little, the chrome is faded a little bit, but it's pretty good shape. And I've got a Scorponok. I still have that Scorponok. So they're a little, those two hold a special place in my heart. So, you know, Fort Max is good too, for sure. It's hard. I would say the Cybertron Metroplex is probably my least favorite, only because I don't really know the character, but it was a Titan class figure, so I got it. So I got it. And I even got this Toy Hack stickers for it. I just haven't put them on yet. I got Toy Hacks for, I think, everything. Oh, Trypticon too. I totally forgot about Trypticon. But doesn't change my answer. I think I got Toy Hack stickers for all of the Titans except for Metroplex and Fort Max. I went ahead and put their normal stickers on, but from then I got stickers for all of them. I've got them for Trypticon, just haven't put them on yet. I got them for Scorponok, just haven't put them on yet. I've got them for the Cybertron Metroplex, I haven't put them on yet. I haven't ordered them for Nemesis yet, but I will. I did apply the stickers to Omega Supreme and the Arc. So those two are toy hack stuff. But I've got them for almost all the other ones. I haven't got Nemesis yet, but I will. I've even got stickers for Unicron. I've got a video up of I did the Maw. I've got 2 other sets for them that I haven't done yet. I don't know if they're going to put out more, but if they end up putting out, my intention is if they keep doing sticker sets for Unicron, I'll keep getting them. The Maw definitely needed the stickers, and then one of them is just like for the rings. I don't think that's going to add a whole lot to it, but we'll see. And then there's I think that was also. I can't remember if that's one or if it's another one, but there's one that like it's got stickers like for his head also. So there's like 2 other sets that I still have to put on. Wonder what's in the works if they reissue Fort Max. Yeah, that was kind of surprising that they reissued Fort Max. Hope they reissue Triptychon too. Yeah. What's crazy about that is Triptychon, there was so many left over that the distribution must have just been terrible that Ollie's had them for like $50. A lot of people were getting Triptychons for like $50. I even got an extra one just because, like, can you pass up $50 for a Titan class figure? I just figured, okay, maybe it'd be a backup or something like that. So I don't know. I just couldn't help myself. It's like $50 for a Triptychon? Heck yeah, man. So, I'm looking to probably sell him. That extra one. I never opened it, so Mitten Box Triptychon. I've been working hard trying to get ready for bringing stuff to sell at TFCon. I think I need to whittle my list down. I've come up with like 350 things, and I think that's going to be a little bit too much. Yeah, so it's you guys are asking to buy it. Well, I don't know what you're. It's gonna be hard negotiating with you when I told you what I spent on it, because the price I'm going to ask for it is the going rate for nowadays, which is a lot more than what I spent on it. I didn't buy it to There's a lot of stuff I've ended up selling on eBay for quite a bit more than what I even paid for. That's not what I intended to do. But hey, like I had some first edition Prime Starscreams that I got at Ross for like $7. They all sold for like $65 to $75. It's crazy. It was not my intention for doing that. I was going to open them and just do, because there was like that one episode where he had his clones, and they were like him plus 4 clones. So I bought 5 of them so I could have Starscream and the 4 clones, confronting Megatron. I just never opened the other 4, so I sold them. Well, the way that I how much did Triptychon cost? Well, the way that I'm considering it is I'm selling the one that I bought at full price. That's how I'm considering it. I'm keeping the one that I got for $50, and I'm selling the one that I bought at full price. That's how I'm justifying my budget and my over-under. Yeah. I still gotta. Well, I think I might need to whittle my list down a little bit, but then I still need to print out tags for things and um, print out tags and actually gather them. But you know, I got stuff in bins. I don't know if they're in these bins or not, but they're in bins and stuff like that. So I gotta go get them all out of the bins and whatever. How much am I selling for? $250, man. $250 is my price, which is actually a good deal. He's going for like $300 on eBay. And if it's plus shipping, so whatever shipping is on top of it. So shipping itself is probably, you know, as big as that is, probably at least another $25. I'm considering taking him to TFCon to take him there. I'm sure somebody there will buy him. It'll save me the cost of shipping. So yeah, I'm not selling things to try to make money for it. Yeah, I need to thin out my collection, but you know, if things have value, why not go for it? You know, so. But it doesn't always work out, you know, because you know, I did research on stuff, and there was like you know, Studio Series Barricade. You know, when I did the research, when I was looking for a price for them, I was seeing there was a few of them that were selling for like $90, which kind of blew me away. It was crazy. Well, I listed mine at 90 to see if we can get it. Well, it didn't sell. I ended up selling them for 40, which is still which is still pretty good. But so not everything really works out that way. Like I said, my biggest thing is I need to get rid of stuff. Yeah, whatever money I can bring in, that's nice. You know, I've got my pre-orders funded for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's all good. $250 would be the most you spent on one figure at one time. Yeah, that'd be tough. And you know, it's not that far out of scale range of what Titans are going for now. The new Titans that are out now, they're going for like $200. What was Nemesis? I think she was like $190. So, $250 is not that outrageous for today. So, haven't ever bought anything for more than retail price. Yeah, it's what we call the late tax, dude. The late tax. Yeah, so I've had to pay the late tax on a few things before, and you know that's what you got to do sometimes. You know, Fans Toys Thomas. Yeah, I paid the late tax on him. They have reissued him, but not in the colors that I wanted, so I'm not kicking myself. But yeah, I definitely paid the late tax on him, and there's not many other things that I've paid late tax on. But I've definitely been the beneficiary of the late tax on you know, quite a few things on eBay so far. Miss Star Saber, regret it to this very day. Yeah, he's a good one. Looking forward to Deathsaurus showing up. I haven't heard much about him in a little bit. I forget, is he supposed to be out in the winter? Is that what they said, or was it spring? I'll have to look that up. I did see the most recent video they did. That was, what, a month or so ago? Where it was kind of like a prototype. Or not like unpainted sample or whatever. It looked pretty good. It looked real good. Fall 23. Thanks. I knew somebody out there would know. See Triptychon on eBay for $150. Yeah, some people don't do the research and they put it up there for lower, and you know you can get lucky. But I'm trying to do my research. I've sold a lot of stuff. I still got a few things up there that just haven't sold. Yeah, it's like turns out Beast Hunter's Bulkhead and Beast Hunter's Laserback, nobody's just even looking for them. Because it tells you how many people have viewed your listing, and they've been up for like 3 weeks now, and they've got like 2 people who've searched Bulkhead and 3 people who searched Laserback or something like that. So nobody's even looking for them. I could probably price that thing at $1 and it still wouldn't have sold. Well, if they don't sell on eBay, I'll toss it in my bid for TFCon. Maybe somebody there will buy it. I've got 2 of them even. I've got 2 Beast Hunters. I've got 2 Bulkheads and 2 Laserbacks. And nobody wants either one of them. It's funny. What are you gonna do? I don't know. Well, if nobody, even if I take it to TFCon even and nobody buys them, well then I've got other options. You know, so. Things that I need to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of one way or the other. Or maybe I'll custom them. But do a custom of them. I mean, that's why I originally got them. They were all on sale. After Christmas sale was a 2-pack. I got them for great deals. And I was thinking, it's like, hey, nice cheap figure I can practice customizing on. You know, if I mess up, you know, no big deal. It was only like $5 or something, so not a big deal. I just never did. And I got tired of them taking up space, so now I'm trying to get rid of them. You know, nobody wants to buy them, then maybe I'll give them out or donate them. Or maybe I'll custom it at some point. You know, maybe I'll decide to actually do a custom. Who knows? How much is the Bulkhead? I've got it up for $25, but you know it's one of those things where you can make offers. So I'll take offers. Same. Everything I have, everything that's left up there is at $25 or best offer. I think I've got accepting offers down to. I think I put it down to 15 or something like that. So. Just anything less than that, it's selling anything less than that. Selling on eBay, it just doesn't make sense financially, because by the time well, shipping is paid separately. I'm not including the shipping in the price, but by the time they charge you the fee and everything, store name Engineer Hoist. Yeah, I think it's ebay.com/Engineer Hoist or something like that. Should have it up here somewhere. That's not it. Must be down below this. Yeah, ebay.com/USR/Engineer Hoist. Put it in the chat. I've also got Transformers Prime Rumble over there, Beast Hunter's Skystalker, Power of the Primes Jazz. I've got a Beast Hunter's Night Shadow Bumblebee and R&D 2015 Drift. That's all I got left up right now. I've got more stuff to sell. I've just not posted anything up just yet because I'm kind of getting ready for TFCon, so I'm going to be bringing stuff. Getting stuff prepared for that. Like I said, not everything's going to end up going to TFCon. Some of it's going to end up going on eBay. I just not really putting anything new up just yet while I get ready for that. as I go through the list again, I might think some things might be better to go on eBay. So cool. I'd appreciate it, Daniel. I mean, it's like I said, throw me an offer. At this point, I'll accept whatever. Yeah, I just need to get rid of it. I just picked a price that seemed fair. And honestly, I think what I'll do in the future, I'll probably put things up as bids, because those seem to go a little bit better. And I'll just start the bidding at whatever my minimum price is, and then if somebody comes in with just all I get is one bid for the low bid, hey, that's fine. Let's go. But some things might work out. I had the Studio Series Blitzwing, the Bumblebee movie Blitzwing. I put that up, listed it. Starting bid was like $46. It sold for $89. It had like 40 bids. So that was wild, seeing all that going back and forth. Even Power of the Prime's Snarl and Sludge, I put them up. They didn't go quite as high, but they both had a pretty good bidding war. There was like two people bidding on both of them, going back and forth. So I don't expect these to do much. I think it'll be easier than saying leaving it for like putting offers, because I know if I'm a buyer, I don't usually do the make an offer kind of a thing. It's just because I'm not in a barter culture. Kind of the negotiating thing is like, oh, you set a price, that's what you think it's worth. I either agree with you or I don't get it. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So I assume that there may be a lot of other people out there too. So they see a price, they're not sure, that they're not going to bother putting in an order. I don't know. Putting in an offer. But a bid, there's your price. If that's what you think, or you think you want to go $1 more, you go $1 more. I did actually win one bid on eBay. It wasn't even for a Transformer. It was for a gift for somebody. It was something I knew she would love, and so I bid. And I was going back and forth with somebody. I like where you can tell eBay, it's like, I'm willing to go up to this price. Just keep, anytime somebody bids, just bid again up to this price. And I had to raise my price like twice, and luckily they gave up before I got to that last one, because I wasn't going higher than that final one, and luckily they gave up before we got there. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I was really happy, and she did love it, so it worked out well. That was my one and only bidding experience as a buyer. So I'm 1 for 1. I'm going to retire from bidding on auctions at betting 1,000. Used to build arrowheads and got your mom to build pillows. Never sold anything much though. Yeah. Yeah. It's been kind of fun, when people buy stuff, I'm all ready as like, oh, I can't wait to get off work, so I'll go home, I'll wrap it up nice and bubble wrap. I mean, if you've seen past shows, I've got a nice big roll of bubble wrap there. Yeah, I've got boxes. You can see it all back behind me there. I even got a label maker that prints out the nice label. That's that green glowing light right there. So I got nowhere else to put it. I'm telling you, I'm out of space. So it's just sitting there on my Unicron box. I got nowhere else for it. So yeah, so it's been kind of fun. It's been fun. So I get excited when I see that. So I always pack it up nice, and I try to ship it out as soon as I can. You know, I always try to ship like next day. I think it says give me 3 days. That usually only happens if you like place an order like a Friday night, because I'm probably not going to make it in Saturday. And if I don't, I've gone to the post office to drop boxes off, you know, a number of times after hours or on the weekends or whatever, and the box is always locked because it's full. So I basically don't go except for during business hours, because if it is full, then I can just go wait in line and drop it off at the counter. Yeah, because I don't want to waste a trip. It's not that, the post office isn't that far from me, but still, I don't want to waste, there's still time. So the only time you'd have to wait more than like the next day is if it's like a Friday evening or Saturday, you know, weekend type of a thing. Like some people bought some stuff like on a Saturday, and that was when it was Labor Day, so Monday was a holiday, so the earliest I could go was like Tuesday afternoon. So those people had to wait a couple days. But most times it's like if you were to buy something tonight, it'd be in the mail tomorrow afternoon. I'm just saying that's how I operate. Like I said, it's been fun. It's not something I think I would want to do all the time. Like I don't see myself being somebody who's going to go around trying to find you know inexpensive Transformers and then flip them on eBay for a profit. All the stuff that I have, that's just it's all stuff for my collection. Most of it is stuff that I got duplicates of, like that Jazz that you're talking about, and the Sludge and the Snarl. They came in a wave, and I think it was Moonracer, and I don't know if it was Dreadwind or Blackwing, one of those guys, and I couldn't find them individually, but I could order the wave from like TF Source, so I bought the wave, or maybe I needed Sludge and Snarl because I only had one extra of them, so maybe it was those that I needed. And or maybe it was just all of them, and I couldn't find them individually, but I could buy the wave, but they came like 2 to a case, so I had extras. So I opened the ones that I wanted, and then I had extras or something like that, and I just never, it's just been sitting in a box all these years, you know. So problem is, Mom started using a P.O. box, and now they don't recognize a house address. Huh. That's weird. Things can usually ship to P.O. boxes. And, you know, I don't think every post office does, but, you know, a lot of times the post office will give you a street address that you can have them say it to. Because I know mine does that. They gave me a street address. So, like, if you ever needed to order something that says, oh, we don't ship to P.O. boxes, well, then you can just give them, say, okay, ship to this address, unit, whatever, box, you know, unit, whatever, and then it goes to the post office, they put it in your P.O. box. So, I don't know, check into something like that. You know, I don't think every post office does that, but I'm thinking a lot of them do. So, pray Dreadwind did eat Taco Bell. Well, you know he did. That's how he got his name, man. Am I getting the new animated Transformers? Oh yeah, that was something else. That was something I didn't have time to get to. And this box right here, this is my Transformers animated box. I don't have all of my figures in here, but I do actually have the animated Bumblebee and the animated, I think it's a Cybertron mode Optimus Prime, so it's not exactly the one they're doing. But I do have the Bumblebee and the Optimus Prime in there. If we had time, I was going to break them out, but it's getting a little late. And maybe I'll do that next time. But yeah, I'll probably still get those. I mean, the Optimus Prime especially, because like I said, this one's Cybertron mode, and I'm pretty sure the new one coming out is the Earth mode, which I never did get the Earth mode. I don't have a full animated collection. I've got quite a few. Like we saw Wreck-Gar earlier. I got back into collecting Transformers at the tail end of the animated toy line. So a lot of the ones that I got I got a few at Toys R Us while it was still around, but a lot of them that I got, including I think Rekgar, I'm pretty sure, I ended up picking up at like TJ Maxx or Ross or something like that. I did end up getting like Blitzwing and Shockwave, like at a toy shop. Or I got Bulkhead and Grimlock off of eBay. So I did, you know, I got a few animated figures from, you know, like secondhand. So pop back in what I missed. Oh, we're just talking about all the, you know, bunch of random stuff like usual. You know, who's your favorite Titan? We had that question already, but it looks like you missed that earlier. I think I don't know if I ever gave a straight answer for that, but so I think what I'll say is it boiled down to Metroplex and Scorponok because I had those toys as G1. In fact, I still have my childhood as Scorponok, and I did get another Metroplex since my childhood one didn't make it. I don't know what happened to it. But I did find a G1 Metroplex, and so I have one now. I do not have an animated lockdown. I've got the Revenge of the Fallen lockdown, which is based on the animated, which is a fantastic figure. I never got the animated one though. I never really looked for it. It was out before it was released, and it was off the shelves before I got back into collecting Transformers. So, and then I just never really searched it out. Oh, I've got like Oil Slick, which is really cool. I mean, even if I got rid of all my animated figures, I think I'd keep Oil Slick. It's just a cool figure. Rodimus Minor, I have that, and he obviously would stay in my collection because I'm putting together a Hot Rod shrine. You know, so I'm trying to whittle down my collection to one of each character per like class. So like Generations class I'm calling it, which is like the legacy figures and the previous lines. And then, but in that same thing, also Studio Series, which would be like the movieverse. So like two different universes. So just like one Optimus Prime for this one and one Optimus Prime for that one. But there's so many good Optimus Primes, so there's going to be what I call the Optimus Shrine. Same thing. There's so many Bumblebees. There's going to be a Bumblebee Shrine because Hoist. There's going to be a Hoist Shrine. So any Hoist figures I have stay. Hot Rod is my favorite character. If there's any Hot Rod figures or Rodimus figures, they stay on the Rodimus Shrine, or the Hot Rod Shrine. That's why at the last TFCon I did go and chase down the Cybertron Rodimus. I've got no other Cybertron figures, although Primus, I do have Primus, which I think was actually a Cybertron figure, but I got that secondhand too. But I did chase down the Cybertron Rodimus because, like, right before TFCon, I learned of its existence. I was like, "That's cool." So I was hoping to find one, and I did find one. I found a Takara one actually, which is a better deco. It's got like flames on it. Spoiler. So, and I got that just because it's Hot Rod. It's not a great toy. I mean, it's a toy of the time period that it was made in. But I didn't get it because of the great toy. I got it because it was Hot Rod. So. Earth Wars, what's my favorite Titan? Metroplex, because it's stronger. My Fort Max is not as high a level as Metroplex, so Metroplex is my favorite. I do have animated on. There's Rodimus Minor. I can't remember what other animated figures I got. Ironhide? You got an Ironhide? a Cybertron mode Ironhide. Anyway, is Legacy Motor Master the one with the hollow chest? Not sure what you mean by that. Pretty sure he has his the Menasor head in his chest, so yeah, it's kind of hollow because that head goes in there. But I mean, when he's Motor Master, it's filled. In combined mode? He basically just, like so many Menasors nowadays, you have, I have the X-Transbot Menasor, which I kind of regret because it's not great. And you even have this Magic Square Menasor. They're all doing very similar things, just like Legacy, where the most of Menasor is the trailer. Like, these guys basically just attach to the arms and split apart, just like Legacy. These guys on the legs, they don't even transform. They just stick on the backs of the legs. At least in Legacy, they sit upside down and the front of their cars slip out. But basically, they do the same thing. And like Legacy, like X-Transbots, Motor Master basically just transforms into a ball and sits in the chest of Menasor. But everything else is basically in the trailer. I mean, it works. It looks great. It looks great. It works. But it's kind of interesting that they've all, whether they all had the same idea or some took inspiration from others, who knows? Who cares? But it works when you've got a cartoon version of a combiner that there's no possible way that you could actually achieve that in a toy. The way, the standard way, you have to do something like this, a lot of crazy like this. Otherwise, I mean, you look at like Combiner Wars Menasor, doesn't look anything like what he does in the show. Like the G1 or anything like that, because he was done the standard way, where you have the Voyager class figure as the torso, and then you have the other bots that turn into the limbs, and the entire bot is the limb. They're not attaching to anything. So that's what you get. I mean, they could have made it a little bit sturdier than what they actually did, but still, you're not going to get much better than that. You're definitely not going to match the look of so. Seen one that was solid with like flimsy hollow with Motor Master shoved in. You're probably thinking of the X-Transbots one that I have. It looks good, but Motor Master is got a lot of die cast and he's so heavy, he is about to fall over. I do not trust that Menasor standing up. I had him stand up briefly for a picture, which was all I could do. And I had him sitting here once. Unicron was closer, and I had him sitting here. And Unicron, I had Unicron's hand on his shoulder, mostly to keep him from falling over. Beyond that, he's just been laying on his back. So yeah, that one you might be thinking, because yeah, the Menasor chest is hollow until you shove Motor Master in. The Legacy is pretty much the same way, and like I said, this Magic Square is pretty much the same way. Who do you think would be good counterparts for Drop Kick and Shatter? I don't know. No idea. If you're thinking of Earth Wars, they're not going to show up. They're Bayverse. That's a Paramount thing. They've said they don't have license for Paramount. Do I own any cups? Yeah, I've got a whole cupboard full of them for drinking my juice and what. Oh, you mean like your profile picture? Yeah, I've got a handful. I've got the Titan's Return, though I'm pretty sure I have him on my list to sell at TFCon. I've got the Studio Series 86 one, which is the one I'm definitely keeping. I've got the, I don't know if it was Thrilling 30s or just straight up Generations, but he was like an actual pickup truck, like an Earth mode pickup truck. I've got that one. I even got the head, the third party head. One of the first third party add-on things I got was that from the Cup head with a Sligar from the IDW comics or whatever. I've got that, so I'll definitely be keeping that for like an IDW shelf. And I think that's it. I think I might have a Legends class. It was a cup from like DX9. It's okay. It's not great, but I haven't seen any other Legends class cups. So I've got a few. Oh goodness, look at the time. We've been going forever. Gotta get up early to work tomorrow. My watch is already telling me it's time to go to bed. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for being here. We'll see you all next week. And I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.